Hi, my name is Alina, and I'm here to present to you a group mentorship that I am so excited to start because it's been 4 years by now that I am in KI, teaching, training, mentoring, facilitating in all dimensions. So honestly, what I really noticed in all the people I worked with, the more we made this practice our own, the more we really learned how our bodies really attune to intuitive self-inquiry using all dimensions KI tools and repression work and really uncovering those repressed unsafe emotions and going down and drilling down into the frozen fear and removing that from our nervous system, allowing actually our nervous system to be in attunement to with these new energies that before felt so unsafe. I come from a deep, deep fear of being myself, using my voice and speaking in public, as well as really being authentic. And I used everything possible from alcohol addiction to drug addictions to actually heroin addiction and so many other sex, money, many different things to really numb myself out of being authentically me, being able to express myself fully, directly, being able to even know, have the clarity of what I really want, to put those clear boundaries and not as self-sabotaging kind of promises, but actually firm boundaries that nothing can cross. That really came from commitment and dedication to this work. What I see in my trainees and clients, if we really can commit to self-inquiry practice, really learn the tools and really adapt it to our own unique blueprint, because we're all unique. And honestly, as much as I love Dan and Scott, we're not all Dan and Scott, period. So what does it look like for you? What does it look like using and learning all these amazing tools as basic KI, as well as all the repression tools, and applying it for yourself, for your own unique blueprint, for your own unique journey, for your own unique way of resilience, intimacy, and intuition on the inside. So this is my kind of invitation to you not to be afraid of basic KI tools, because I can really attest to that first dimension and second dimension can actually keep us in repression if we're not careful enough. It can keep us in sabotage if we continuously just look at the stories. But if we take the tools and carefully craft them and create this, how would I say, unique, unifying, holistic version of KI and apply it skillfully for ourselves, then we can see amazing, amazing transformation. And that's what I'm inviting you to. What's unique about the mentorship group I'm starting? Um, Definitely a lot of experience with working in groups. I've been teaching and training people in groups, and this time I want to implement even more so hands-on practice because that it's very important. Um, I would like to offer a space where we can learn all the tools and stop calling them or using even using them as a self-sabotage or landing places, but how to really use them creatively and unhook ourselves from frozen fear and from unavailable emotions that we still didn't discover about ourselves because they're so repressed, right? So how do we really use the second dimension KI not to bypass how we use the first dimension KI, which is very skillful inquiry through awareness with the foundation of being super present, being super one and available, as well as intimate and connected with what we're looking at. So I can attest that first dimension can be bypassing. I've been there and I've been hiding in awareness for years, honestly. So that doesn't work. But if I can skillfully bring awareness and that resilience of knowing that nothing's going to happen to me, no matter how intense the sensations I am going to feel, because I am not the sensations, I'm not this body. What I am is that which is seeing everything, that which is aware of everything, that attention that is holding space for all the inquiry material and content that is arising. So if I know that, if I can bring that skillfully, and I'm here to teach you how, if I can weave the story, not because I want to hang out in the story and I want to hide in the story and I want to continuously create these identities around victimhood and around this happened to me and therefore I have to hold a grudge around that unconsciously. If we can learn how to bring the past into here now and skillfully use it as a platform and as a portal to go deeper into repression and really from the perspective of that younger self somatically activate our whole being into being in that moment, seeing what really was repressed, then we can really skillfully access the frozen fear that is not just empty firing, but an actual alive experience, connecting all of the dimension into this one holistic transformative presence and method that we can apply for ourselves, learn how to support ourselves, learn how to come together as peer support to address and tackle resistance and hold space for each other's inquiry, for each other's self-inquiry, and really start moving these energies that have been stuck forever, creating unease, depression, diseases, and so many other sabotaging elements in our life that we feel like we're never moving forward or we're never living the life that we're meant to be living. So here it is. The invitation is here. I'm looking for eight amazingly serious people who are really eager to dedicate themselves into learning KI, the holistic integral KI, all dimensions KI for true liberation. I'm looking for someone who is interested and willing to make this a path that they can commit to daily, honestly, daily. And that doesn't mean that you have to have a full-blown 1 hour to 2 hour session daily, but I need someone who can do at least 15 to 20 minutes KI a day. And it's very important. I need someone who will be willing and have the time to come and meet with others for practice. I need someone who's going to be really dedicated to really re-own their suffering, becoming sovereign individual, taking responsibility for their suffering and not pointing outwards. And if there's something really there, serious, that is bothering you, of course, here we are, let's solve it together. But I'm not going to take on someone who's going to blame and project. Of course, projections can happen, but let's bring them back in, so that we can start looking and transmuting the energy so that we can start owning, really owning our own responsibility for our own suffering, and for our own freedom, therefore. So here's my invitation to you. I'm looking for people who are actually on fire for this work, or someone who tried everything, and they know they have the energy in them. They kind of like pick that inspired them to come into this work and start really exploring these tools. But maybe they don't know necessarily how to weave it all together, but they have this passion and this desire to really be free, truly, by applying and doing the work and doing the practice, because it takes practice, really. It's not a blue pill that can take you out completely from metrics into absolute freedom with just one click. It takes dedication, it takes commitment, it takes curiosity, and it takes your own willingness to be here. So I am starting a group very, very soon. I am looking for starting a new year, a fresh you, meaning a fresh you, an aware you who are aware of all your patterns, of all your sabotage mechanisms, who is able to use all the KI tools creatively and skillfully so that you can liberate yourself, not relying on a facilitator, not relying on anyone else for anyone to come and save you, but for really fully supporting yourself with these amazing toolkit that I am going to impart to you through this training that we're starting in January. In the new year, the new you, we are going to have 8 modules that are quite fascinating. So there's awareness building module, module 1. There is module 2 and 3 dedicated fully to all the, how do I say, the best of the basic KI tools that were really cleared out to not anymore be a bypass at all, but actually give you the beautiful foundation to really work with these younger energies, knowing how to approach them, knowing how to softer and in a most tender way to open up these vulnerable portals of so much information and so much repression and yet so much vulnerability all combined in one piece. So these wonderful 2 modules going to teach us the basic KI tools. And then we have 4 modules of repression. And that's where things, if the rubber hits the road, so to say, and that's where we get into really amazing discovery of these fascinating tools, so super sharp, that are able to show you where you are hiding from life, where you're still playing small, where you still really, really resisting the full potential of yourself. So this is the invitation, 4 modules for repression, and there's going to be 1 module with demos, self-facilitations, and I hope to build it even more wider. By now, I think there's kind of 6 different self-facilitations that could be very educational for you to watch, so you can start applying similar techniques or similar weaving of tools for yourself and discovering your own flow with inquiry and start trusting the ability to weave and to combine all dimensions together in this discovery of who you truly are. All right, I'm being super excited to work with you. I'm working for 8 participants, and I'm really hope that we can start in 2 weeks. I'm gonna hold 2 webinars that you can join if you want to ask questions, you want to hear a little bit more of my story with KI and my own transformation, or any other questions that I can ease your mind before you sign in. I'll be here. The date's going to be in the email or below this particular video. I'm super excited to hold space for you because I myself have been benefiting so much and still benefiting so much from this particular set of tools that is so fascinating. Okay, much love.